One common question people ask when it comes to leadership is, what is the best leadership style? Now, they ask that question because they've been taught that they need to discover or know what style they are so that they can be a great leader. And so they want to know what the best one is so they can be the best leader they can be. And that makes sense in that context. However, to really answer that question, we need to cover a few truths and misconceptions about leadership and leadership styles themselves. So in this context, when we're talking about leadership styles, we're talking about autocratic, diplomatic, laissez-faire delegative, affiliative, coaching, and the list can go on. And sometimes people add servant leadership or transformational leadership or even transactional leadership or so on to the list. So the concept with this is that you need to discover or figure which one you are so you can be that style, so that you can live it out. Now, you may have to switch occasionally, but generally, you may have to switch, but generally you are that one style. However, the big misconception about that is that really most of those are just functions that you do as a leader. All leaders should get input from others at times. At times, they need to just make a decision and move forward. All leaders need to build relationships with their team. All leaders need to delegate. All leaders need to coach at times. Most of those things on the list of what people consider leadership styles are just functions that you do as a leader. Think of it as a carpenter. Now, a carpenter has different functions. They sometimes cut wood, they measure wood, they nail it in, they screw it in, they do all sorts of stuff when it comes to carpentry. These carpenters, they don't have a carpentry style. They don't say, you know what? Sawing wood is my carpentry style. That would make no sense. It seems absurd with carpentry, but with leadership, it's seen as normal. People think those functions are your style and you do them, but really they're just functions and you do them depending on the situation. A carpenter does what they need to do when it needs to be done. They cut wood when it needs to be done. They nail wood in when it needs to be done. Same with leadership. It's not about what your style is or what you like or you're comfortable with or your preference. It's about what's needed. You just adjust based on the situation and what's needed at that time. Now, the second truth about leadership, and I'm being a little blunt, is that leadership isn't about you. Much of what you may read about leadership today, whether on social media, different articles, a lot of it focuses on you as a leader and about your preference, your style, what you like, how you like to lead. But the thing is, that really doesn't matter. Leadership isn't about you. It's about you being what you need to do to accomplish the mission. It's about you serving your team and helping them accomplish the mission. Third, leadership isn't based on styles, even if you're talking about personality or those kind of things. Leadership is based on principles. If you follow good principles of leadership, then you can be an effective leader. And then once you're following principles, then you could add your own style to it based on those principles. However, if you focus on the style and not the principles, it doesn't matter what style you use, you're not going to be effective as a leader. Just as a graphic designer or interior designer needs to follow the principles of design first, they need to learn that and apply those. Once they have those down, then they can do their own style on top of it. But the principles come first and then the style. It's the same with leadership. Now, to answer the question, what is the best leadership style? You may already guess that there isn't a best style. Because again, it's not about you and it's not about styles. It's about doing what's needed when it's needed. If you do that and follow good principles of leadership, then you will be effective as a leader. So as a leader or someone pursuing leadership, don't focus on discovering your style or which style is the best. Focus on learning the principles of leadership so that you can follow those and be a great leader. And if you want to learn more about the principles of leadership, make sure you watch this video right here.